That's kind of your MO.
What?
You like to record for like an hour before we even start.
Well, yeah, I mean, you never know when gold's gonna strike, dude. You have to just like keep it going.
Do you guys run into the issue of like you feel like you are more anxious on the most bare bones thing than you deserve to be in that situation?
Yes.
Can I get an example?
Yes.
I'm not quite sure. I know what
Okay,
you mean.
so just the other day, I was going to the store. I say store, I'm going to a restaurant because I'm picking up food. I have ordered food for myself.
Okay.
And I'm going to go pick it up. Not going to name the place, but like they sell soup. That's important to the story.
Panera Bread.
You're wrong.
I was gonna say Olive
Soup
Garden.
Plantation.
You're also wrong. Wrong. If I went to a soup plantation, I'd be guaranteed coronavirus.
And that was before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought Soup Plantation was like all gone now. Didn't they like shut all their doors?
Did they? I
If
have no idea.
that's the case, then I'm definitely not doing well if I'm eating from a soup plantation.
So you went to not a soup plantation?
I went to not a soup plantation. Soup plantation may or may not be good. I don't know. I haven't been there.
It was delicious.
Was it? Oh.
Yeah.
And so I go through the store and I'm like, hey, I just ordered this online. Can I pick it up? And they're like, what's your name? And I'm like, it's Jeremy. And they're like, let's look at it. And they look through their list and they're like, you ordered it online? I'm like, yep. They're like, I can't find it. And I thought, okay, that's fine. Let me go check. So I leave and I quickly check my phone and it's like, oh yeah, I got charged. Because what I thought had happened was I just didn't hit go. I was like, all right, I put everything in the cart and then I went, I'm just going to go to the store now instead of actually hitting. And I come back and say, look, I've actually been charged. And it's important to this story that I actually had to call up someone to verify this because it wasn't my money. So I called them up.
Okay,
so I don't have an immediate way of being like, hey, I was charged on this, which is very important to the story. And I go up to the girl and I say, hey, I've actually been charged on this. I don't know if it's something on my end or if it's something on your end. And her response is, oh yeah, we don't have internet right now. So all the internet-based stuff are just not coming through.
Turn it off. I've worked in a restaurant. You can just turn it off.
And I'm like, oh, okay, well, what does that mean for us? And she says, I'll just make it for you. And then when the thing comes through, I'll just pretend that was the order and like I'll just take the money from that. And I'm thinking about it for a second. I'm like, okay, so say that again. So you are going to give me basically free food that I'm describing to you right now, and then when the order for that exact same food comes through, you're going to say, okay, well, that was the money associated. I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, this is the biggest fucking scam situation because, like, you don't know that I have no way of verifying anything.
I'm surprised they were just immediately okay with that.
Yeah, so I'm just sitting down, and I'm literally sitting in, like, just outside. And then this is literally right when you guys started doing the German thing. So, like, that sets up the time frame through Discord.
I was kind of curious because, like, he answered a little snappy. And I was like, maybe Jeremy's, like, going through something right now, but I didn't press any further.
The background on that is, for some reason, when we were scheduling this recording today, Adrian decided to go to our Discord channel and ask us all in German if we were going to record. And I replied in German because I know that ja means yes. Mm-hmm. And Jeremy just goes, yeah, I'll be there. And immediately Adrian says, in German, please?
And I responded, ja.
Yeah, and he responded, ja.
I responded, ja, and then I was like, ja, also, and then it was a big, long paragraph, and was like, I don't know German for that bit.
I would just Google Translate. I was really close to doing the, the copy pasta. That's what the fuck did you say to me, you little shit?
Oh, but
in German. I was really tempted to do that, but I didn't have time.
Well, so basically, you're sending this to me, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm like eyeballing the person making my food. Like I'm sitting outside of the store, looking through the window like a poor person on Christmas, looking at a
in like a 1960s movie.
And I'm just like, all right, this is a weird problem because she's really going out of her way and like it's really benefiting me, but I feel really bad because like what happens when the manager's like, hey, did that person pay? And she goes, nope. And then and so I go to her and I say, hey, miss, are you gonna get in trouble for this? Because like, if you are, stop. Because like, I don't care
this
about
isn't worth it.
Yeah, I don't care about this food so much like that you are going to get directly in trouble. And she goes, oh, I don't think that's going to be an issue. I said, okay, here's the thing. I can literally give you my phone number right now. If within the next few hours, like, the thing doesn't come through, just send me a message. I will drive back down and, like, verify, like, through an email. I can get it by that point.
You were, like, the nicest person to, like, wait staff I've ever met. And it's amazing. And as someone who used to be wait staff.
And her response was, I don't give a shit, buddy. And she just handed me the phone. And I was like,
that cashier is me. I would have done the exact same thing. I would have reacted the exact same way.
Like, man, I don't care.
It's just soup.
Yeah. Because I literally left that place being like, I may have been like, I kept thinking to myself, did I actually put the order through? Because if I didn't, I did just steal this, and everything that I was like, you need to stop the world from people like me, miss.
Just a quick secondary anecdote to that. I used to get that feeling of like, oh no, I've stolen $20 worth of something. I'm a felon. And it's like, oh man, I'm so upset. But so many times my girlfriend and I have gone like shopping, and there's a Walmart next to us. And whenever we get, because we go shopping like maybe once or twice a month, and we both drink way too much soda. So we get one of like the big sodas, like the container, 36 cans or whatever. And we put it on the bottom of the cart because we're shopping, we want room in the actual cart. More times than not, we're at the checkout and I've put everything from the cart on the belt, but you don't pick up the super heavy thing to put on the belt because the belts aren't that strong. So I normally would like pick it up, hold it up, let them scan it, put it back down. More times than not, though, I've forgotten to do that, and we just walk out and just like don't pay for.
Dude, I can't wait for this to
2 packs of
come
sodas.
back to.
I've probably stolen maybe $200 worth of soda in the last half year.
I can't wait to hear the story of the cops just busting down their door.
Where the fuck is that Diet Dr. Pepper, bitch?
That would drive me fucking insane. Like, I would literally die of...
It used to.
Because here's the thing. It's not that I'm necessarily like, oh man, I would never steal. Because one time I stole a Yu-Gi-Oh card from my friend when I was like 9.
I've stolen a number of Magic cards from my friends.
I stole a copy of Pokemon Sapphire.
Yo, that's fucked up.
That person was probably like, oh, I can't wait to finish my game. And then he was like, I remember there being something in this.
I don't talk to that fool anymore. It's fine.
But yeah, that was my weird story of me being like, hey, I don't want your job to be bad. And then being like, who gives a shit?
Can I tell you another weird story on cracking open a cryptid?
I'd love you to tell me another story on.
Well, it's actually an Adrian episode.
Okay,
it's an Adrian episode. Yay!
And
what a segue that was.
So I'm Tyler Shively.
I'm Jeremy Savage Tate,
and I'm Adrian Castro.
Who can't open his can?
Hang on.
Oh Jesus! You hit the microphone with it.
I know.
Okay, so we're only an hour into this, and we've just gotten to the. It's fine because you know what, we told a solidly whatever story. Like that's all we can ask for.
Genuinely, yes.
Yeah.
I 100% stand by that. I want to do the okayest job I possibly can in any scenario.
Yeah,
well, that's what I strive to do. So
it's like it's the yep of situations. It's like it's not as good as be like yes, but it's not like no. Like yep.
I forget where I heard it, but it was something along the lines of there's certain affirmative words that are okay to say during sex. Yes, yeah, more, stuff like that. But if you ever say yep during sex, you don't deserve sex.
I think that is a Dimitri Martin joke.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. All right, Adrian, fuck me up with some knowledge.
All right, so last week we talked about Stonehenge. This week we're
Stonehenge 2.
Electric Boogaloo?
Yeah. We're actually talking about the Oak Island Money Pit.
Oh, shit. This is like the first episode we've done that I don't know anything about this.
Really?
I don't my dad's super into it.
That surprisingly my dad too. Well, my stepdad. I'm going to be honest. I've heard of this like years ago, but recently I hear about this every single day because there is a show on the History Channel.
But there's like 4.
But there's one main one that like literally it's gone on for like 9 seasons.
Oh my god, how?
And the entire
yeah, Jeremy's just as fucked up by that 9 seasons as I was.
Okay.
The entire premise of the show is let's dig further into this hole and see what we find.
You never want to dig into a hole to see what you can find. Let me just tell you right now.
What is this?
All right. So the Oak Island Money Pit. So it's located off the coast of Nova Scotia, Canada.
Leave it to Canada, man.
This is the first time I'm learning where Nova Scotia is.
You really?
Really?
I've heard of it as a place. And
Nova Scotia's his Atlantis.
Yeah, it's like searching for Nova Scotia, you know?
It's funny you mention Atlantis because that was actually the episode that I researched this week.
What a setup.
Hell yeah. Get hyped for in like 2 weeks when you hear a lackluster story about Atlantis.
Wow, can't wait. So it's in Canada. So it is or was. It's this giant shaft that goes down about 100 feet.
It was a bad day for me to have the mental humor of an 8-year-old. He's talking about digging in holes, seeing what we find. Jeremy said, yep, so I'm already at half mast.
Of course you are.
All right. So, according to island lore, the reason we know about it is because of a teenager in 1795 who noticed sorry, I don't know why flying at half mast.
Have you never heard that phrase before?
I don't know why that took so long. Because you were like, that's not a funny joke. Give it a few seconds and then it's going to be a banger. Like,
No, cut all of this out.
Absolutely not. I edit these. You can't tell me what to do.
It's just the mental
welcome to
image.
Crack It Open a Cryptid. Cut. Ciao.
That shot carbonates directly into Jeremy's eye. We're fucked. This whole episode is ruined. Can it? Put it in the garbage.
I didn't know I was going to do that. Tell me about this fucking money pit, please.
He just got pepper sprayed by a Coke can. Dude.
Oh
my god.
Dude, imagine if it was a Dr. Pepper, though.
We had to reset. We haven't even started drinking yet.
I was like, I'm gonna open this Coke can, and I just like fucking shotgunned it into my eyeball.
Oh my god. We all just cracked our drinks. What the fuck?
All right, I'm now prepared. I've had my wake up juice.
All right. So this teenager noticed an indentation on the ground, and him and some friends just started to dig, only to find a man-made shaft. Sorry.
Okay, so apparently my sense of humor is a little stronger than his today. Even though I thought I had the childish humor today. Are you really losing it this bad after 2 sips of a Truly's lemonade and the word shaft?
No, it was the mental image of Jeremy just, yep. And then just
I know that you guys want to be here for the next 7 hours, but at some point,
I'll fly through
dude,
it, I promise.
I just remember before this episode, we were talking about the fact that normally we record the Tyler episode first and then we record the Adrian episode. By the time we get to the Adrian episode, we're all like a little tipsy. So it was Jeremy's idea, like, oh, let's do the Adrian episode first today, just to see if there's any discernible difference. And I think we've proven, no, there's not. We're always like this.
I think it's because when you're telling a story, you're like chained to a certain amount. Like you cannot go off topic because you are the topic. So when you continue to speak and you talk about whatever you're saying that week, I rhymed, by the way. It's not an issue because like you're not going to be like, oh, like this is a funny song and dance that I can do right now. But when it's Adrian, it's like, oh, now there's 2 loose cannons. like literally.
Yeah, you're always chained to reality to some extent, but neither of us are.
Nope. So they just kept digging, and turns out it's a giant hole that goes down about 100 feet.
Like, did they not?
Just like a giant like mine shaft.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. Like,
yeah.
is it was it supported? Yes, I guess the question.
I just feel like it's the Minecraft principle. When you dig straight down, you're gonna fall. I'm amazed none of them just fell in. He smiled at me, so I figure we should continue.
So none of them fell in, but over the years, so it's become kind of a thing of legend because. Okay, so
I know that this is a stupid question. Is this real?
Yes,
I
yes.
can go look at this.
Yes.
Okay.
This is the only thing I know about it. The fact that the Oak Island Money Pit exists. The question is there anything of worth in it?
Okay.
And yes-ish.
Oh, okay.
We don't know, and that's the thing. but we'll get to that. So the thing about this pit is it's about 100 feet down, that we know, but about every 10 feet there's like a plank, like there's like a layer of wood. Yeah, it's weird. So yeah, the shaft's actual location has been like kind of obscured because
But I continue.
Let me paint a quick picture.
It is real. We just don't know exactly where it is because
yeah.
they've like hidden it basically.
Well, it's not that it's
the man.
it's not quite that it's hidden. It's just okay. So imagine this 100-foot hole.
It's in my mind.
About 10 feet plank of wood, and there's a shit ton of booby traps, some of which are just holes that lead directly into the ocean that just flood the pit.
Jesus. Okay, so that's why it's been taking so fucking long to get in there.
Yeah, to this day, we don't know what's down there because every time we get close, either a booby trap goes off or just a ton of water just floods everything.
Really?
That's actually way more fascinating than I thought this was going to be.
Yeah. So there's been a ton of treasure hunters that have, they're the actual history of the people who have owned this island is impressive. There's been like past presidents who have funded expeditions to like, okay, let's find out what's at the bottom of this pit.
Wait, like American presidents going to Canada and being like, back up, PM.
No. Well, presidents, it's what's prime ministers?
Prime ministers. Canadian leaders.
I was under the impression when you said that, I was like, oh, maybe Canada has both a prime minister and a president.
No.
That's not.
No.
They have a
It's
prime minister and a
minister.
parliament, I believe.
Yeah. But every single expedition has come up fruitless because, there's a shit ton of stuff that we just can't. To this day, we still don't know what's all the way at the bottom.
So is it like crossbow booby traps? Because that's what I'm thinking in my mind. Or is it just like, oh, it's going to like a self-destruct kind of booby trap, like a cave-in?
Not self-destruct. Well, kind of like a cave-in, actually, yes.
Because it keeps flooding it?
And there has been a number of deaths trying to reach the bottom.
So, interesting. So I imagine these people are drowning or...
Yeah, people drown. Can
you imagine just going into like this 100-foot shaft in the middle of fucking nowhere and just drowning on live television?
It's now on my fear list, I'll tell you that.
Oh god, just quick aside, did you read that story about that guy who was like spelunking in a cave and then he got stuck? And every time people tried to pull him out, he just got pushed deeper and deeper.
I've seen 127 Hours. Of course I know about this guy.
No, this is like a different thing.
Yeah,
oh, man. That whole story fucked me right up.
I mean, did he die?
Yeah, his body is still in that cave. He just died there. They couldn't get him out.
I just read about this.
Oh, it terrifies me.
Yeah. I have God, what's the name of that thing? I don't know why. Claustrophobia.
Oh.
Yeah, I have claustrophobia, so you'll never find me anywhere near a cave.
Ho, ho, ho.
Stop it, Tyler. You're scaring him.
So right now, the people who... and I tried to look up the history of who exactly owned it, but it's surprisingly obscured right now. When I looked up history of who has owned the Oak Island Money Pit, no singular name has come up besides the current owners and hosts of History Channel's Oak Island Mystery.
That immediately makes me skeptical of everything.
It shouldn't, because I'm telling you the truth.
No, I believe you're telling me the truth, and that's what makes me skeptical.
Yeah, it's weird that I couldn't find, like, I know that there have been world leaders who have tried to find whatever's at the bottom, but like none of them appear on any like history on any record of ownership. It's really weird. But anyways, current owners are, and this is true, Rick and Marty.
I love that show.
Yeah.
Oh.
Rick and Marty.
Sanchez.
Lagina? I don't know how to pronounce their last name.
Lagina. So it's Rick and Morty Lasagna own the place.
Sure.
It's weird that like there's another prominent character in Rick and Morty that also has a similar name to that.
It's been a while since I've watched
I think his name's like Principal Lagina or something like that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Wait,
the principal. Yeah, the principal's got a stupid fucking name.
Yeah, maybe his name is just straight up Vagina.
I think it is just Vagina.
But he pronounces it less.
vagina or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so these people like they own, I think it's like 78% of the island.
How big's the island?
It can't be that big.
I
has a hole in
didn't look it up.
Everyone knows you can only dig a hole at a certain size island.
Yeah,
It's illegal otherwise.
It's illegal.
It's about 140 acres.
That's fucking not particularly helpful for me because I don't know what an
You
acre
don't know
is.
what an acre
I
is.
mean, okay, an acre is it's like a section of square feet, but it's also
Adrian, keep talking. I'll figure this out.
Sure.
if I remember correctly. Hey, farm buddies, like I'm with you. An acre isn't like a square unit. It's actually just like a total number of square feet.
I think so. I don't know. You're talking to the wrong person, man.
Talking about farm buddies who listen to this. People
right.
who are like, yeehaw, let's learn about some cryptids.
Yeah, I mean,
140 acres is 0.22 square miles.
That's a fucking tiddler, isn't it?
Do you need another conversion?
Yeah, put that in meters.
Square meters. 140 acres in square meters. Why didn't you go? Damn you. Oh, no, I hit the wrong button. Adrian, keep talking.
okay. So, yeah. Oak Island. So, apparently, they found a 500 long foot tunnel in the nearby Smith's Cove that ensures that water is pumped out of its hole and fills back up again. Okay, so
On an
I know.
island that is roughly 566,560 square miles. Square meters.
Square meters. I was going to say that is a massive one. That actually, I have a very good point of reference for that.
Do you really? Do you know meters like well?
You know the metric system?
Most CG operates in the metric system.
I actually didn't know
I don't know that.
Because,
that. It makes sense.
yeah,
It's a small island, yo.
It's a small island.
but not that small.
Oh, it's pretty small.
Yeah, I mean, as it goes.
Yeah. So, big question: what's at the bottom? It's the question everybody
Why is it
wants to
called
know.
a money pit?
I think it's because people just like assume there has to be something of value in
Because
it.
there is somewhat of a reason, which I wrote it somewhere close to the end of this.
My understanding of the use of the word money pit is something that you keep needing to put money into but are not benefiting from. So like if you buy a house,
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
you buy a house like, oh, it's a fixer upper, but we can flip it. A money pit is a house that like you are just constantly finding new issues with the house and you're constantly needing to renovate those.
I believe an also correct term, but the one I'm used to is money sink.
I've not heard that, but like I
I've
wouldn't.
heard that.
See, here's the thing. You guys are using the imperial system.
Yeah, in the metric system, they call it a money pit.
Yeah. That's what they do. And this is Canada, so it makes sense that they would use them.
Oh, shit,
Yeah.
he's right.
Yeah. So, depending on who you ask, the island's treasure could be connected to a ton of people. So it's theorized, and right now the strongest theory is that it's connected to Captain Kidd, which
Why?
I don't know who that is.
It's
there's actually,
super famous pirate captain.
You're thinking of Blackbeard.
They were around at the same time, supposedly knew each other. And Captain Kidd was like a child. It was like a 14 or 15-year-old boy who became the captain of his ship. Historians believe that it may have been a woman posing as a young boy.
You never played Assassin's Creed Black Flag?
I have not.
Where it is a woman.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, really sexy woman too. I think she's a redhead in that.
I don't think that's correct.
Because like when I'm playing Assassin's Creed, I'm like, I want that teenage boy to be hot as fuck.
Well, it was a grown woman pretending to be a teenage boy, and they were both hot as fuck.
Sign me up.
All right,
all of that
it's
out.
probably like $12 on Steam.
Okay.
Jesus.
Good
Well, then
game.
don't sign me up. I got it.
It actually is a good game, though. It's
I
like my
actually
favorite
own it. I've
Assassin's
just
Creed.
not.
It's a really good Assassin's Creed game because it forgets it's an Assassin's Creed game.
Because you got a bunch of pirate ships
Yeah.
and you go, yee
Well, because you
Yeah.
don't play as an assassin.
Mm-hmm.
You literally just play as a pirate that
Yeah, and-
happens to be connected. Like, he literally just steals the assassin trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't even join like the Assassin's Order really. It's just he finds one of the artifacts they're looking for, and the assassins are like, "Hey, we need that," and he goes, "How much?" Because he's a fucking pirate. It's a really good game. Actually.
Yo ho.
Yo
Yeah.
ho,
Me off.
a pirate's life for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tell me about this money pit, please.
Yeah, so that's the leading theory, and the reason being...
Sorry, what was the leading theory? What happened in between?
That it's the
Oh,
lost
it's
treasure of
Captain Kidd.
Yeah.
Yeah. A few reasons for that, actually, because they found like tools, they found like pieces of wood that date back to that time that would have belonged to a pirate ship or like a ship of that era.
Okay. There were a lot of ships in that era, though.
There were. But, okay, specifically, everyone thinks that this is Captain Kidd's treasure from his final pirate raid on the Spanish galleon.
Okay.
I don't know exactly what that means.
A galleon is just a very large, dangerous warship.
Well, there you go.
It was made by Spain.
Yeah, and this one
That is
belonged to
my
Spain.
contribution to that.
Which means it wasn't a ship of the line, which was the English galleon that was way stronger.
I don't know.
I know a weird amount of things about ships.
How many masts does galleon have?
Oh, shit. I'm not sure.
Get the fuck out of here, you faux pirate wannabe.
I know they had like 100 fucking cannons.
Whoop-de-doo. I'm not asking cannons, I'm asking masts.
I want speed, not firepower.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I'm going to bet it probably had 3.
Yeah, sounds about
Yeah.
right.
Sure. Another
Adrian's like, shut the fuck up. I'm just going to tell you about this goddamn money pit.
Yeah.
Like,
Adrian's like, I want to talk about the money pit, and we're just like,
Assassin's Creed Black Flag. All right, tell me about this money pit. Tell me about Captain Kidd in that order.
All right.
You don't need to necessarily do it in that order. You can do it in either way.
You know what? Just keep talking.
Yeah.
I was honestly done with Captain Kidd because that's
Fuck
really
Captain
all there
Kidd.
is.
So, okay, so
He
people...
wants to. When he played Assassin's Creed.
Oh, thank you for that clarification.
Would have loved. I would have loved to romance that Captain Kidd. I'm not gonna get too into that, but like, god damn it, I wanted that Captain Kidd to step on me. I like getting stepped on, Jeremy.
It's not the fact that you said that. It's the fact that you thought it was okay to say that.
It's fine. My boss knows that I like getting stepped on too.
Why would your boss...
What do you mean too? Like, is he also into that?
I actually don't. No.
My boss is also really into getting curb stomped by big women. That's why we talk about it a lot. That's actually how I got this job. Interesting. I mean, yeah, it's fucking hot, obviously.
Yeah, obviously, everyone wants to be stepped on. We just don't talk about it.
Everyone talks about it. That's why it's a meme.
You know, it's like, take my fucking kneecaps with that hammer. You know, that's what I'm always saying.
It's like the bit on Last Week Tonight where John Oliver was like sexually harassing Adam Driver.
Right.
Yeah. Shatter my kneecaps, you enormous ox.
So that was about it for Captain Kidd.
So do people, like, is that still a prevailing thought that Captain Kidd's treasure is at the bottom of the...
Yes.
Okay, so like that's reasonably why people want to go down.
That's the leading theory, but it's not. And the only reason is because of all the stuff that they found, and because we know that Captain Kidd had this treasure. We don't know where he stored it, but like,
Yeah, so it's not even like really strong evidence. It's just the best we got.
yeah,
Which is very bizarre because, like, my knowledge of pirates, which I will admit is not like the most amazing. My knowledge is that they didn't last very long. Like, even Blackbeard was only a pirate for like 7 or 8 years.
Yeah, the pirate era was not a long period because of the privateer era, which started coming up later.
It's also an interesting fact. I don't mean to segue this, but one of the reasons why pirates like necessarily weren't like as evil as they're commonly portrayed is because most of them would only exclusively fight the English government.
Yes.
Because they were usually English sailors themselves. They were like, this fucking sucks. It's practically slave labor. We're just going to take the ship somewhere else.
Exactly.
But the reason why I bring that up is because the Queen Anne's Revenge, I didn't know this. We know about Blackbeard relatively recently. Like, he is not, I think we learned about him in like the 40s, and it's because we found his ship and we're like, huh, that must be what that is. Like,
yeah. And so all these pirate legends suddenly made sense, and it was like, oh shit, that was all Blackbeard then.
Yeah. Or did we just associate him? It's like, there was a guy and he had black beard, and we're just like the guy who had the name.
Well, I believe his name was Edward Teach or Edward Thatch.
Teach.
Teach.
I
I think it's actually both. I think
we were not sure
because the way I understand it is they were like they think he might have been like a rich like aristocrat outside of being a pirate, and was kind of a chosen life. So it was like an alternate name because we don't actually know what his real name would have been.
And then he would do a thing where he would light his beard on fire to intimidate people.
Yeah, I remember that from Assassin's Creed.
Well, he put lit
Yeah,
fuses.
yes,
He
yes.
wasn't just like, I am Fireface. People were like, holy shit, it's Blackbeard. Like, Blackbeard, he's fucking Fireface.
Yeah, he really wanted to be called Fireface, but everyone's like, but his beard is so black under the fire.
But yeah, so that's the theory that's like, okay, that's the best we got. Other theories link the Oak Island Money Pit to one William Shakespeare.
Why?
Okay, I don't see that one.
Like, I
You're
barely
gonna
saw
need
the
a
other
cl-
one.
Yeah, so there's a Freemason by the name of Peter Amundsen.
Sure.
Sure. So he says that at the very bottom, there's the reason that we can't get to it, or not the reason, but what's at the bottom is actually a bunch of secret works by William Shakespeare.
And why wouldn't he have released those works?
Because they were secret.
Is there so he just said there was basically...
Yeah, so just some fucking dude was like, yeah, it's William Shakespeare's shit, and people were just like, checks out.
Is there like a time frame that they think the pit was made?
The best that I could find is around the 17th century.
Okay, so like they are like, okay, it's just Shakespeare would have been around at that point.
Yeah.
But he would not have been in Canada to my
Yeah.
knowledge.
No.
Unless he was like, here's the last book, take it as far as you can. And they're like, I don't know where Nova Scotia is, but we will go there.
Yeah, and that's
then
why
it-
they named it Nova Scotia, because
Yeah.
they just got there and were like, this is far enough. We'll just call this Nova Scotia.
Nova
Scotia.
doesn't move.
Doesn't it just basically mean
New
like New
Scotland?
Scotland? Yeah.
Sure. And where was Shakespeare from?
England.
Although
That's
that
true.
being said, you calling it New Scotland's like, oh, well, hold on.
Hang on. Didn't Shakespeare have a play that took place in Scotland?
Macbeth.
You just know that off the top of your head?
It is literally one of his most favorite. Like,
That's why I thought he was Scottish.
That's like the one famous one that I never had to read.
There's a weird twist in it.
It's crazy.
Is it because he was Scottish and they were like, wow, I thought you were English?
Okay, so I'll just quickly go over a stupid twist, but basically,
Spoiler alert for like a
spoiler-
fucking centuries old book
the
play.
the plot revolves around like a key element is that Macbeth thinks that he's immortal because there's a prophecy that says that basically no one born can kill him, and the twist is the fact that Macduff kills him, and they realize because he was born via a cesarean, and so he was technically not born,
That's
and
the
therefore,
dumbest shit I've ever heard.
and therefore he didn't. He was like, oh, I guess I'm not immortal. I can straight up be killed. The prophecy, like I misread it entirely. Yeah,
It's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
you're just jealous because you didn't come up with it.
Great point.
Yeah.
So yeah, another theory is that it was made by the Knights Templar.
Okay, sure.
Now we're just getting literally into the Assassin's Creed
Well,
territory.
kind
that's
of.
why Assassin's Creed deals with this, because the Knights Templar are a supposedly real group who did do, like, they had their fingers in everyone's pie kind of thing.
Well, the Knights Templar are. I mean,
The Templar Knights, but then the Knights Templar was like an order formed afterward.
no, but because man, it's fucking history lesson with Jeremy today. Apparently, in real life during the Crusades, they were like the fucking the Holy Roman Empire's army was basically like, yo, we are so fucking like badass, we're going all over this place, that they effectively were like their own moving bank, where you could literally be like, hey, I just deposited a whole bunch of money at the Knights Templar. They have given me this like literal just piece of paper that says, hey, this is the amount of money I've given in.
It was essentially the invention of the banknote, wasn't it?
It's effectively a credit card. Like they were just like, hey,
yeah.
here you go. Here's my note. And I guess someone would either write it off or there'd be some form of being like, yeah, I took this amount of money off of his piece of paper. But it just like, they were so powerful that they effectively had like this this system of, you don't have real money anymore. It's just like, yeah, well, they're fucking shit up over here, so I assume that they have enough power to control the money.
But
if
then
that's wrong, cut that out.
In conspiracy, I'm not going to look it up. In conspiracy,
If that's wrong, do not correct me. I don't care.
in conspiracy, the Knights Templar went on to become an almost proto-Illuminati, which is the conspiracy that then Assassin's Creed pulls from.
Yeah, I get that as well. But my point is...
Which I believe we're talking about the proto-Illuminati Knights Templar in this case.
But here's the thing. They were a bank.
Yes.
What?
It's like they were a bank.
And then they became the proto-Illuminati.
What about the Freemasons? Because those were also brought up.
Also proto-Illuminati.
Well, aren't they all effectively the Illuminati?
Yes.
Wait, so they're like
Conspiracy
one and the
is-
same?
No. Conspiracy is
Wait, all right,
bullshit.
so what's a Freemason? Exactly.
Okay, so a Freemason is what we believe eventually became the actual Illuminati, actual being air quotes because conspiracy theory. But the Freemasons in reality are just really an exclusive club of people who were extraordinarily powerful people in their time, but then it became less and less exclusive to the point where being a Freemason doesn't like mean anything. My grandfather was a Freemason because at that point it just was kind of like a boys' club.
You're telling me that I know somebody who knows somebody that is part of the Illuminati?
Well,
Hold on. We the entire time we're like, oh, it could be wrong, could be not. You're like, oh yeah, my granddad's a part of the Illuminati.
no, he was a Freemason.
Oh yeah, the proto-Illuminati is probably what they call
off to
themselves.
the Illuminati.
Yes, no, that is it. The Freemasons kind of split into becoming even more exclusive in one direction, which was the Illuminati, supposedly, and then less exclusive in the other direction, which is why my grandfather, who like his claim to fame was he was a Marine, was able to become a Freemason.
The Freemasons were like, we're gonna start letting in the Jews, and the Illuminati were like, not on our watch.
See, the
That,
reason
that actually probably would come up if we research the Illuminati.
the reason why I asked like what is a Freemason is because okay, as you know, for like well, I don't know if Jeremy knows this.
National treasure.
No, for 5 years, my only job was playing drums in a band that played at weddings and quinceañeras. And
I thought that was the end of the story there.
Yeah, I was like,
the way you
cool.
paused that.
no, I know. And like a couple of times, we would get hired to play at halls that were owned by Freemasons.
Yeah, because and the thing is, when you say owned by the Freemasons, at this point they're probably not. They just were owned by the Freemasons, and then they were like, "That's a cool title."
Yeah, no, it just always freaked me out because like when I was in high school, like you'd watch all these conspiracy videos about how the Freemasons are like pretty much the Illuminati. So like it kind of blew my mind that like
there's the Knights Templar, there's the Freemasons, there's the Skull and Bones, like a bunch of different groups supposedly joined together to become the Illuminati.
The deep state.
Yes.
well, is that the new one?
Well, the deep state is just the new name for the Illuminati when you don't want to sound like a crackpot conspiracy theorist, but oops, you actually sound like more of one now.
God.
Because the deep state is like the liberal Illuminati.
Yes.
Like
That's
if you're
correct.
saying deep state, you are not include. Like if you know anyone that's rich and conservative, they're not in the deep state because the deep state is the fucking snowflake cult. You know.
Exactly. In modern day bullshit conspiracy theory, that's not even fun. It's just abusive and mean. The actual Illuminati is extremely conservative and borderline fascist, and then the deep state was what the right made up to say, well, the left has one too, and they're a bunch of snowflakes, and they want to control your life, and you're just sheep. And it's like, we didn't even think the Illuminati was real, dog. Like, why'd you decide to make a real one?
Are those the ones that are making the frogs gay?
Yes, probably.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
It's a gay bomb, baby.
Wow.
Don't ban me from Twitter, please.
So, what's been found in the money pit so far?
I'm actually fascinated by this question. Yes, please.
So, there hasn't been anything so far that's been like monetarily like
damn it.
yeah, like nothing of monetary value. But a couple of stuff that like we found and it just offers up new mysteries. So, there's been stuff like coconut fibers from coconuts that aren't indigenous to
That's honestly
this
kind of
island.
impressive.
Yeah, that's that I'm suddenly interested again. But I was also going to make a joke and ask if like a swallow carried it potentially, and then someone used it as horse hooves.
European or African swallow.
I don't know. It's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
Do you not know what we're talking
I
about?
know what you're talking about.
You just kind of look at
I
me
know
like
what you're talking
an
about.
idiot.
I know what you're talking about.
What are we talking
You
about?
know, I know what you're talking about. Come on.
Jeremy, have you never seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
Oh, yes. Monty Python, the Holy Grail. That's what, yes, I knew what you're talking about, yeah.
Legitimately, have you never seen that?
What is your favorite color?
Blue. No, green. Oh!
Okay.
All right, okay, cool. We're in.
Yeah, so
That was the weirdest way of verifying information, of being like...
The most famous bit from the
Well,
whole
it was also
movie.
just like a line that's like, well, that could have meant anything.
and arguably not the most famous bit. I mean,
Just about a flesh wound?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
like what's the one about your mother is
Oh, your mother's a hamster and your father's
smelled
reeks of elderberry.
elderberries. Yeah.
We are the knights. We are the knights who say "Nicky, nicky, nicky, Michael."
So
I
yeah,
love that movie.
so coconut fibers were found. We don't know what they were for, but we're assuming that they were for some kind of booby trap that was set at whatever point.
Oh, okay. When you said that, I was like, oh, they probably just like it was
Had a coconut.
Yeah, they probably had a coconut on. Wait, so is it the fibers from like the outside of the shell?
Yeah. Well, you know how hairy coconuts are. Yeah. So
Don't ever talk to me about Jeremy's hairy coconuts ever again.
I was just scared because that was the last thing I put into my Google search before I got here, and suddenly it's like you were reading it back to me.
Or Adrian, are you part of the deep state?
anyway, so coconut fibers.
It'd be even worse if you suddenly wrote shaved hairy coconuts. No, I really know you're onto me.
Yeah, so it's coconut fiber. Like, we assume that they were made from some sort of booby trap that probably got like
decayed.
Yeah.
Like they were using it as like a tripwire would be my first guess.
Is there no like? I guess they're probably like, we just don't want to die. But I was gonna say, is there no point where they can be like, oh, there's a hole in this wall where a thread would go?
What if we poked it?
I mean, possibly.
Because we never got to the bottom of this, like quite
We're
literally.
still going.
Yeah, we're to this day we still haven't gotten to the bottom.
Do you know how like deep we've gotten?
Latest I could find was about halfway.
So we
gone
know that
50 feet in like 60. We are going like a foot a year.
I think even that's like too much. Wait, and so how do we know that there's a bottom though? Or I mean, okay, that was a stupid question. How do we know where the bottom is?
I was gonna say, he brings up a good point. Get to this other side of the hole on the other side of the world and just go in from there.
Oh, actually, I'm wrong. Less than half. If it's 100-foot hole.
So are we just assuming it's 100 feet?
So you also mentioned that it's like full of water.
It's
And then
water
constantly
that
being flooded again and again.
Yeah. So it's water that like keeps getting like drained and flooded every time somebody like activates it. It's really weird. I know.
So it's not always full of water.
No.
This is the only bits I've seen from the shows. Almost every clip I've ever seen from the show is, so we've been draining the water for the last 68 hours. We think it's almost drained by this point, so let's just hope we don't flood it again.
Huh.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so they're taking the water out. For some reason, I thought you were like, there's an ancient mechanism that's also sucking the water out and resetting the trap. That is impressive.
We suck the water out, but then we hit like another booby trap and
Fucking
it
just
floods
go
again.
in and just whack all the booby traps on the way down.
Kind of, right? I am surprised they don't just dig next to it and then over.
I imagine
they've tried and it's
they've
just
tried.
Just send a submarine down. Be like, the water's fine.
Oh yeah, doesn't Elon have like a tiny submarine that calls people pedophiles?
It does.
Wait, what?
Anytime you hit a button, it'll just.
I don't want to go into that story. It's way dumber than you think it is.
Oh man, I already think it's stupid as fuck.
Elon.
Just Google Elon Musk submarine pedophile and you'll figure it out.
I'll Google it during the break.
Yeah. Okay, so. No, I'm done. Like that's really weird because if it was me, I'd be like, all right, guys, pour concrete into it. Then we're gonna chisel the concrete out, and then we're just gonna be like, yeah, we may have destroyed everything, but there might be a fucking chest in there somewhere that we can.
Dun, 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 dun.
So one of the most exciting discoveries, which actually points back to the Knights Templar, was a sorry, I scrolled down a little bit too far. It was a lead cross.
I guess my question is, why is that?
The Knights Templar are not just a cross.
Wait, you're saying a lead cross with a loop at the end, like the rebirth symbol?
I'm assuming, well,
like
like a
an
loop,
ankh?
like
a necklace. It's
like
like
a
a
necklace,
and
yes.
not an ankh.
Is that what that? Yeah, that is what that's called.
Yes,
Ankh.
yeah.
yeah. So that's it could possibly
But-
lead to Knight. I mean,
Wait, okay, so they
If
found
this
a
was-
cross with a loop, and
And they're
just
like, it's the Knights Templar and not just someone who was religious.
I don't know.
Like everyone was. And
Also, how big's this cross? Made out of lead? The other person's
out
like
of
Goku.
lead.
They're gonna take off the cross and just be like, "You haven't seen me my true power."
take the training weight off. Take the training cross off to fight the demons.
They're like, "This exorcism isn't going that well, is it?" And they're like, "Oh, it's going fine."
so lead cross like that.
Okay, so there was a loop to put a string through. It's not an ankh, but yeah.
It's kind of like a shitty Ankh.
Yeah, I totally
Like-
see that.
So that's quite a small shitty Ankh.
Yeah, that's not going to save you from death at any point.
Yeah.
Doesn't the Ankh bring you back to life?
I just know there's a lot of video games who use it as like a one-up. Spelunky is the first one that comes to mind.
I believe the Ankh literally is a symbol of like
Rebirth.
Yeah,
Yes,
rebirth.
Yeah.
So
So when you die, you come back.
yeah,
It's a whole thing in like the Spelunky games and stuff.
I've never played that.
I don't even know what that is.
It's basically 2D Terraria Minecraft.
I've never played
It's
Terraria.
just so extremely incorrect.
Yeah, it's basically 2D Terraria Minecraft.
Got it.
It's a roguelike platformer.
Yeah,
So it's a 2D.
it's basically
Yeah,
like
it's like
if-
a 2D Terraria Minecraft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. So that was actually found at Smith's Cove, where that like big pool of water that keeps coming
Can
in.
they
is.
can they not dam that off?
Yeah. Like
I don't know why they haven't tried.
Because it feels like maybe what they're doing is they're like, guys, we got $45 for a budget this year. Like we are allowed to rent the the suction pump 3 more times, but by that point, we got to go home.
I don't know what about how you said that made me think like they don't even have an industrial pump. It's just like they have a breast pump. Then they just kind of put in the water. It's like, all right, it'll be done.
Hey, yo, boss,
eventually.
it's like 68 hours left. It's like, all right, buddy, well, keep it up. Swap out with Jimmy. Can we just buy a bigger pump? Nah, we don't got money for that.
Yeah, how about you find that in the budget?
Yeah. Still paying for my vacation home over here. Come on. You kidding me? You kidding me?
God, it's like we're here with someone who's actually from New York.
Yeah, it's like, and he went to Nova Scotia. He's like, hey, yo, what's going on with this bigger hole? Oh, hold on. This is the New Jersey guy. Just from next door. Let's get the actual boss up in here. Oh, come on. What's going on with this hole? That's like a... That's
Is
like
this
a...
just Jeremy's like accent hour
I
now?
think
Hey!
so. Like this is his audition for his own one-man show.
He's
Oh,
gonna do
come on! Oh, hello, everyone. This is me at the what is it? What money pit is it?
Oak
Oak
Island.
Island.
Say it again.
Oak Island.
Hey, everyone. This is me at the Oak Island money pit. Oh, come on! Look at this money pit. It keeps it filling up with the water. That's so crazy. All right, well, see you next year.
It's a me, Mario, at the Oak Island Money Pit.
I'm gonna fight the Bowser down there.
Woo!
Oh, I got my hat this time.
You know how New Jerseyans talk.
Yeah, they all sound like Mario. Whereas they would say Mario.
So a few things that have been found. Just every time we keep digging. So old China, mysterious parchment.
Okay,
They don't have the new China.
No, not new China. Old China.
Yeah, like it took me a while to remember that China was another name for like plates.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm sorry. I'm gonna need you to back up.
They just go down and they're just like, holy shit, the lost country of China.
Look out, a dragon!
It's like, hey, yo, boss, we found the lost country of China. Keep digging till you find the kid's treasure. Come on. Pay for my vacation home over here.
I need to get an operation for my brother Luigi.
Yeah.
So skipping ahead, the most exciting things to come up: several coins dating back to the 16th century.
Okay, that sounds about right.
Yeah, some gold links, and the weirdest thing to be found was this rock. It's a stone that has like a bunch of
Dwayne Johnson was
Yes.
in the money pit.
Dwayne
Old
Johnson.
China and Dwayne Johnson. We got him, folks.
That's gonna be his new movie, Dwayne Johnson in Old China. It's not even a good joke. I don't know why it's funny.
Yeah, okay, first of all, because I'm just seeing the trailer now. Like, at some point,
It just plays out perfectly in your head, right?
yeah, it's kind of like the Black Knight, but it's with instead of Martin Lawrence, it's just The Rock being in Old China. And at some point, he's like, "Daddy's got to go to work," and then he picks up something that isn't even like a Chinese weapon, but you're like, "That's not. What's gonna do with that?" And then he just hits someone on the head. You're like, "All right, well, yeah, that's what he does."
And at some point, he's gonna jump out of an exploding skyscraper.
Or helicopter.
But he's gonna be in like
or
a
out of
horse
a helicopter into a skyscraper onto a horse cart.
Cart. What is it? Is it ancient?
Someone call Hollywood.
Yeah, like we have a movie right here. The podcast has stopped because we have now decided that this pitch idea is worth millions.
Yeah, I've decided I want to be a billionaire today.
No, yeah. So it's this stone that has a bunch of inscriptions on it that previously we didn't know what it was, but around the 19th century, a treasure hunter by the name of Jotham B. Macaulay, whatever.
That is what you wrote. That is, yeah.
Yeah.
Jotham B. Macaulay.
Jotham. Jotham.
Jotham.
Yeah. Well, okay. So he was the one who actually found it. I should have read a little further. So he found it at around 1804 at a depth of about 90 feet, I guess.
You found the pit?
He found Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh. In 94. I was thinking, yeah, never mind.
In
I'm
1804.
wow.
But it was 90 feet down.
I'm not going to lie. You threw information at me and my brain was like, what if The Rock was in Old China?
Okay. I'll skip ahead.
He's writing the screenplay right now.
I'll skip ahead because apparently it's been encoded a couple of times. And
You mean decoded?
decoded?
I was going to say, because they're just like, we better make sure no one else knows what this rock says.
Well, okay. So it was encoded with symbols. Well, people think it was encoded in symbols that were meant to mirror the English language. And people think that one possible translation reads 40 feet below, 2 million pounds are buried.
I didn't know your mom was in the Oak Island money pit.
Fuck you.
Whoa, hold on, buddy. What's that about?
Whoa.
Come on. That's the guy's mom over here. What are you doing?
Your mother is a lovely woman.
I know. I'm sorry, Mom. If she's never gonna hear this, it's fine. It's fine.
Here's the thing, but when we're big, we're up to like 7 or 8 subscribers.
We're actually already at 8 subscribers.
What the fuck?
Really?
Yeah, we got like 30 views on the first episode. We put it up about a week ago at the time of recording.
Did we?
Yeah, there was like 30 views. I fucking sent you the link, you piece of garbage.
To be fair,
There's like 30 views and we have like 8 subscribers. We're huge.
yeah, we are huge.
We're already
When we
making
get to
millions.
12, that's time to set up that AdSense account. This podcast was brought to you by some.
Raid set.
Yeah.
Raid Shadow Legends.
God.
Do you like big titty orc women and you're fighting and it's like a top down view and you go, I want to see more big titty orc women? Well,
Every day of my life, I've
Yeah.
thought that exact statement.
well, fucking Raid Shadow Legends will give you so much you'll be shoving up your ass looking for space to put the rest of it.
Oh man, I gotta download Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah.
So anyway, to end on Oak Island.
Oh shit, are we actually interesting?
Well, okay. About that stone, real quick.
Yeah,
all right, 40 feet below, 2 million pounds are buried. There's some people that think it's not English; it's meant to be French, and suggest that those symbols are actually meant to be connected to the Knights Templar.
Why?
Cause
It feels
God,
like
I feel like every time I ask why, you're just like, because they said so.
it feels like also if you can be like, oh, this says this in 2 different languages, it probably says nothing
Yeah,
in
it probably
either of those
isn't.
languages.
No.
What is the? Can I see a photo of this rock?
No, because it went missing in the early 1900s, and it hasn't been found ever since.
Dude, Oak Island Money Pit
This
is
is
fucking
just-
infuriating.
This is like the
Right?
Joseph Smith seeing stones all over again.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh yeah, I had these cool gold plates, but nobody can see them.
Essentially, yeah. Yeah, so my entire research of this pit was literally like, we think it's this, but like, honestly, who fucking knows?
Dude, I feel like it's just bullshit. I feel, you know what? Here's my theory about the Oak Island Money Pit. All right? I'm just going to crack this shit right open. History Channel was like, man, people just aren't into aliens right now. Like, we need some other conspiracy theory bullshit. And then everyone was like, man, I found a hole out in Canada. And they were just like, dope, what's in it? And he was like, nothing, it's just a hole. And they were like, what if we spent 87 years digging into it? And he was like, I mean, there's nothing in there. And I go like, yeah, but every time we're about to find something, we'll just fill it with water and spend the next 4 episodes draining it. Dude, this is just a conspiracy theory by the History Channel. They made up for ratings. I fucking guarantee it.
I love how you're like, no one knows where this money pit is exactly. And I looked it up and it's like, here it is on a map. Here's where it is on this map.
No, like the exact, all right.
Like the exact coordinates.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's only half a mile by half a mile.
Yeah, you just walk and you'll run into it.
If I fall into suddenly a deep thing of water, I'll be like, hold on, we're getting close.
And all the footage I've seen of this is like the pit itself, the opening pit, isn't bigger than this table.
Yeah.
Like it's really small.
For some, I literally I wanted to look up. If I could find a phone number for their excavation, I was going to call them and be like I have
right
some,
now.
hey, I have some ideas about what you can do to solve this.
You probably could, because there is an actual Oak Island Society and they give tours.
Can I call them up?
Yes, you can. You could actually visit the Oak Island Money Pit.
I want to see
right now.
I want to see this
why
hole.
does this
Well,
say
probably not
solved?
right now.
Oak Island Money Pit.
Yeah, what did they solve?
They're like, it turns out it was a hole the whole time. we were on the fence. Is it a hill or a hole?
No, it's either the Holy Grail or the Ark of the Covenant.
Here's the thing. If I find it before they do, I'm going to be pissed because I was there like 10 minutes. I'm like, guys, just do a fucking swan dive. By most people's luck, it's going to cave in. I'm going to be in water by the time I get to the bottom. It's 100 feet. Got 10 seconds. That's not true. I got like 3 seconds. I got like 2 seconds of that. Maybe the water will go quick.
Just like drop an H-bomb in it. That'll fix it.
Definitely.
Potentially, actually.
Then we can all stop fucking talking about it and talk more about our new blockbuster hit doing the Rock Johnson in Old China.
We gotta find a better title for that. I legit want to see that movie. Like, kind of like the Great Wall movie with Matt Damon.
Yeah, might just superimpose Dwayne Johnson instead.
Yeah, I would watch the shit out of that movie.
Oh my god. Dude, what is it about the topics that you just kind of randomly pull that make me so fucking mad?
Because I like stuff that's like...
Sorry, I was going to say it's because you are not saying, like, your anger you have as you're writing it down. Like, the anger doesn't get to the podcast. But
you're probably right. I've had time to simmer on
like,
it.
I fucking hate this whole thing. This is such a stupid idea. And then you're like, anyway, so here's aliens. It's pretty insane. And I'm just like, I mean, it's not, but, like, we can go through this. Like, you're by that point, you're like, yeah, it's aliens, and I know everything about aliens now. What do you want to know about aliens?
That is one thing that I will give the Oak Island Money Pit.
It's not aliens.
Not one theory is tied to aliens.
All right, well, I'm going to change that right now. You see, back when the Pleiadians were pushing everybody, all the other races off of Earth because they wanted to protect us, what happened was the Pleiadians were like, here's the deal. We need these people to know that they need to be able to dig into their planet so that they can wipe out the reptilians that went underground. So we're going to create a series of trials on this little island so that humanity will have a reason to dig down. And the trials are going to test their ingenuity to see how quickly and how well they can dig. And once they get to the bottom, what they're going to find is a cavern into a reptilian city. And at that point, we will have to help them wage a war against the reptilians to drive them off of Earth finally after all these millennia. Boom. Oak Island Money Pit. Get fucked.
How long have you been holding on to that?
I also completely
just made it up.
I literally would just like glazed over
I'm
when you
sure
started
you
saying
did.
that, and then
I'm
like
sure
you're
you
like,
did.
that's the alien thing, and I was like, I remember something about like a hole in the ground, but I don't remember how it related. Here's the thing, and this sounds stupid, but it feels like a big fucking hole in the ground that no one can really explain is a more plausible aliens did it than like Bigfoot existing.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, why is this hole in the ground? I don't know. Aliens need to dig something up real quick. They were testing out their spaceships. Aliens like, yo, I just got like the new V12 spaceship, and it's got tractor beam up to 100 feet. And they're just like, no, it doesn't. No tractor beam's gone above 75. And they're like, oh yeah, well, let's pick up this big fucking thing of dirt, and then I'll put it in the ocean. And they're like, does it have the booby trap capability? It's like, you know it does. Get that right there. Add the wooden log every 10 feet because we work in Imperial units for some reason.
And then one of them was like, shit, I dropped my rock.
What did it say? Something in English, something in French. You know that. I just like to scribble things down. You know, it'd be really funny is if we just dropped this random treasure chest that we were holding on to. It just has like regular knickknacks and like a shirt, but like they're gonna spend so much fucking time trying to get it.
I would die happy if if they got to the bottom of it and they found the treasure chest and inside was a single piece of parchment that said the real treasure was the friends we made along the way. Oh my god, that would be so worth it.
It'd be more impressive because that would be a meme that like
transcended centuries.
Yeah, they'd just be like, this joke isn't funny now, but in 200 years, it's gonna be a fucking banger. Like, I'll tell you what, you know? They're like, it doesn't make sense. The friends we made along the way, yeah, you know, like the friends you made along the way. No, I don't know because I've never heard that before. What do you mean?
Trust me, in about 200-300 years, you're gonna be hearing it everywhere.
He's like, yeah, I guess, but like, buddy, we sailed from the same port. There was no new friends along the way. If anything, we lost friends. That should say the friends we lost along the way. Yeah, how is that the fucking treasure?
Yeah, I beat Jotham at poker, and now he won't fucking talk to me. Like, what are you on about?
Classic Jotham.
How's your eye, by the way?
It's fine because I have liquid fast reflexes. I'm fast enough to dodge a liquid, not a solid or a gas. It's a happy medium.
You know, I'm proud of you. Buddy.
People throw liquids at me.
Way.
Like,
can you dodge a plasma?
Oh, so that's higher than gas. It's a happy medium.
Can you dodge like the Higgs boson particle, or?
That's unreal. If it's in a liquid form, you know I could.
So if I threw your ultimate weakness is if I threw dry ice at you because then it's a solid and a gas.
I would try to. There's probably like a split hair, like you know, hair of time
where it's a liquid.
Yeah, it's turning into the liquid. I'm just like, I can dodge that.
Yeah, then do like the Neo Matrix dodge.
It's like parrying in Dark Souls. It takes some timing. It's razor thin margins, but I could do it.
I really need to play Dark Souls.
No, you don't.
You don't. Yeah.
Because here's the thing: you can play Dark Souls, but you know what the problem with Dark Souls is that people like Dark Souls.
Oh.
Yes. No, he's exactly correct.
Damn. All right. Guess I won't play.
Hey, anyone who likes Dark Souls, it's cool that you like Dark Souls.
Just stop fucking talking about it.
Yeah, like here's the thing. I would like for Dark Souls to have criticisms applied to it so that they can fix glaring features in their games.
Like the fact that they all look like absolute shit.
Yep.